What's up, YouTube land? So, if you don't already know, I'm a huge Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon junkie. Basically, any game that has to do with gathering resources and building up a town, I'm in. It's a weird side addiction of mine. So, when I heard you can build your own town in Terraria, well, I was all over that like a creeper on Steve. But how do you start out building your own mini-topia in this pixelated world? Well, as with most games, you start out by gathering wood. Once you're able to build yourself a workbench, you're going to want to make some wooden walls, or really any kind of background wall will do, and a door, as the first step to creating your village is building your first house. You already start out with your first villager, the guide, so once you get him safely indoors, you can begin branching out to nab the others. Now, houses are a bit finicky and have to be certain dimensions or they won't work. I usually do 9 tiles wide and 7 tiles high, but there's a few different sizes that will work. So, when I place my wood blocks on the ground, I count to make sure I have the framework right. Then, on each side, I remove 3 blocks for my doors. Once this is done, fill in the empty space with your background wall. You're going to want to make sure there isn't any gaps or monsters could spawn in your house. And congratulations! You have the shell of your first house. But to house an NPC, you're going to need more than a shell. All houses need to have at least 3 different things. 1 valid light source, a flat surface item, and a comfort item. For my 3 items, I usually go with a torch, a table, and a chair, since these are pretty easy to make when you first start out. Once you've finished your first house, you should see by nighttime that your guide NPC has made himself at home. It's always a good idea to have a few houses on hand, just in case any NPCs decide to pop on by and make themselves at home. I got the painter NPC, which isn't supposed to spawn unless you have 3 other NPCs, because I had the guide and the dye trader, and then the traveling merchant popped in one day, and that triggered his spawn. The traveling merchant is gone now since he only stays for 1 day, but I still have my painter. Which brings me to the second most important thing about building a town in Terraria. Not all NPCs are randomly spawned in because you have homes up. A lot of them you actually have to earn by defeating bosses, raising your stats, or rescuing them in world. For example, the dye trader won't appear until one of the players in your game has an item that can make dye or is dye itself. I nabbed him by picking a yellow flower which can be turned into a dye. The bonus for filling up your town with villagers is that the sudden activity will keep monster spawns down in that area almost to the point where they don't even go near your space. Woo! How awesome is that? It's like torches in Minecraft, but they're people, and you can trade with them. With a little patience and hard work, your 2D world will turn into a bustling city packed with everything from merchants to party girls. But don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself. Before you go, though, can you tell me whose eye this belongs to? The person with the first correct answer gets virtual Skittles on my next video, and everybody loves virtual Skittles. Until next time, whatcha?